Hello everyone and welcome back to the Blackfoot Book Club and another from my essential film reviews collection. From 2022 I now bring you Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery directed by Rian Johnson, and strap in for this one. Glass Onion, so named as a homage to the magnificent Beatles song of the same name, as well as the futuristic James Bond villainous lair in which this Cluedo style murder mystery takes place, is a sequel to the highly popular Knives Out from 2019, and although also directed by the man who helmed its predecessor, Rian Johnson, is simply not a patch on its original inspiration. That's not to say that Glass Onion isn't a good film, it is, and perfect holiday fare for all the family. I just picked holes from the very beginning and found myself playing catch up on a film I'd been eagerly awaiting to see for a long time. And this rather spoiled my enjoyment, and not even the unexpected and gear-crunching cameo of Hugh Grant midway through could save my overall appreciation of a film I really hoped to enjoy far more than I did. From my one and only viewing henceforth, here are my, albeit minor, negatives. Face masks. Why? It's Hollywood, for heaven's sake. Even worse, the magic spray that magically allows everyone to remove their masks. That fearsome virus won't catch you now. So you've arrived on the jetty to be transported to a multi-billionaire's private island and futuristic house powered by an Earth and humanity destroying material. But first, a random stranger you've never met, nor do you know their medical credentials, is spraying an unknown substance into the back of your mouth. I know it's only a film, but that is in fact my point. It's a film! So stop it with the masks and the magical medicine being administered by a stranger. It is only a film, and this film is now cast in stone for a cinematic forever. It's called predictive programming, and that's a whodunit, all of its own. The second, and most egregious of all, is the 40 or so minutes it takes the film to actually get into its stride. Invitations are sent to a gaggle of friends in the form of a board game riddle. The billionaire's array of friends, be they social media influencers, socialites, models, politicians, a quirky detective, and even a spurned best friend, are then all deloused, inspected, and transported to an idyllic isle and a Bond villain's crystal bunker, and finally, after 3/4 of an hour, the brilliantly played detective deliberately ruins the party even before the killing has begun in earnest, with a similarly brilliantly played out set piece, and finally, the lights can go out and the real games can begin. Daniel Craig returns from the first film in an expected trilogy of Knives Out inspired whodunits as everyone's favourite private detective and a brilliantly portrayed hybrid of Sherlock Holmes and the bumbling buffoonery of a Hercule Poirot and Inspector Clouseau. He returns too with his own distinctive southern drawl of an accent, as well as his own vernacular of hell's bells, fiddlesticks and shitballs, and this pleased the forever teenager in me immensely. As did the inclusion of one of my favourite all-time actors, Edward Norton, as a fabulously wealthy billionaire and self-imposed target for death in his own magical lair or his compound or rich arsehole's house. He is the instigator of a deathly game, as well as the puppet master of his old friends, whom he calls disruptors and system breakers, and Norton and Craig clearly enjoyed inhabiting their polar opposite roles, as did the ensemble cast surrounding them. Dave Bautista left the Guardians of the Galaxy universe to inhabit an internet influencer and men's health advocate. Kate Hudson is hilariously incorrect as an ex-model come socialite desperate for the attention of her friends. Leslie Odom Jr. is the billionaire's chief scientist, and Catherine Ham particularly stands out with her portrayal of the vacuity of a modern-day politician. One role has been deliberately left out of this appraisal for spoiler reasons, even in spite of the portrayal being the equal of Edward Norton or Daniel Craig, but further cameos abound from Jessica Henwick as a fussy and worried personal assistant, Madeline Klein as the archetypal rich man's young girlfriend, and Noah Segan returns from the first film as a stoner slacker who mysteriously seems to amble around the island before taking a ringside seat to enjoy the film's denouement. The real positives are the performances of Daniel Craig, Edward Norton, Catherine Hahn and Jessica Henwick, the direction of Rian Johnson, the gorgeous cinematography of Steve Yedlin and the production design of Rick Henricks. Kudos too for the musical score from Nathan Johnson and the inclusion of the Red Hot Chili Peppers Under the Bridge, David Bowie's Starman and the Bee Gees' To Love Somebody, amongst many, many others that, suffice to say, had to include the Beatles' Glass Onion, played over the film's closing credits, as well as Edward Norton strumming the beginning to Blackbird on acoustic guitar to greet his guests and would-be crime solvers. Dump the masks and the magical medicine, strip back a lot of the first 45 minutes and scoot to the Hugh Grant cameo and you have yourself a fantastic film. Trying to make a dovetail joint, yeah! Looking through a glass onion. Sorry about that. That was Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery directed by Rian Johnson, brought to you excitedly by Stephen Blackford, writer and reader of pointless but spoiler-free film reviews since 2012. And I leave you in peace and in solidarity. And I truly thank you for watching. Peace, everyone.